I'd like to thank, sorry. First of all, I'd like to thank Helena for the fabulous event last night. Thank you. Thank you. And again, another shout out to Commerce for we had a very, very smooth day yesterday. And yay, thank you for everything. And then also, if anyone is here from the facility, what a fabulous, fabulous facility. So thank you. And I just a weird thing, I did ask whose microphones these were, and I was told they're not Commerce's, so I'm kind of bummed that we don't get these the next time. But so there we go. Just a hint, if there's any money in the budget, let's maybe get these. So if everyone's ready, let's get things kicked off this morning. Or did we have, I should ask, did we have any housekeeping notes for today, Jenny? Okay, well, we're already ahead of schedule. God love this. We'll get kicked off with Missouri River Country then. Oh, whoopsie. Cheapers again. One job. I will start with TAC roll call.
I am Erin Kennedy, member at large and still here.
Thank you, Erin.
Shelley Mann, Southeast Montana.
Chris Dunkerson, Yellowstone Country.
Joan Cronabush, Central Montana.
Lisa Koski, Missouri River Country.
Brookie Erb, Southwest Montana.
Gerald Gray, Tribal Governments.
And we'll see if, do we have Leilani on the line? Great. Thank you, Leilani. Oh.
You got your mess up out of the way.
Lisa just mentioned I got my mess up out of the way, so there we go. But we do have a quorum, so we can get started. Okay, thank you. Oh, great. Leilani, if you'd like to introduce yourself, we just took roll call for the board.
She's getting promoted to panelist, so it might just take a moment.
Good morning. This is Leilani Epham. I am the Tribal Tour Operator Representative based in Blackfeet Nation in Northwest Montana. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a full board in attendance. Without any further ado, for the third time, we'll get Missouri River Country going. So thank you.
Good morning. A long way from ordinary. That's Missouri River Country. And by the way, my name is Carla Hunsley. I'm the executive director at Missouri River Country for 17 more days. And then I'm turning it over. Is it the arrow? How come that don't work? Is it on? Maybe I don't know what I'm doing.
It couldn't go smoothly on your left.
And it's this.
Just the right arrow.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. Our vision is to strengthen rural communities across Northeast Montana by promoting authentic experiences, supporting local economies, and encouraging visitors to explore our wide open landscapes, small towns, and cultural heritage. In many ways, this vision reflects the direction Missouri River Country has been working towards for many years. Throughout my 24 years with Missouri River Country, we've always believed that our communities, landscapes, history, and people are our greatest assets. Our strategic focus today is expanding the rural tourism opportunities across Missouri River Country. Our goal is to increase visitation to rural and undervisited communities across the region. By encouraging visitors to explore beyond traditional destinations, we can help distribute the benefits of tourism more broadly while preserving the authentic character that makes Northeast Montana unique. When we look at our current travel trends, we're seeing something very encouraging. Research shows that 75% of travelers are seeking authentic experiences. 63% are looking for less crowded, lesser known destinations. Our visitor feedback study showed that visitors most often remember Missouri River Country for our wildlife, wide open landscapes, history and heritage, friendly communities, sense of space, quiet, and escape that they find here in Missouri River Country. That tells us that Missouri River Country is exceptionally well positioned for today's travel market. The experiences travelers are actively seeking are the same experiences our communities have been offering for many years. To build on this opportunity, we will continue positioning Missouri River Country as an authentic rural Montana destination focused on increasing awareness, trip planning, and regional exploration. Wonder if I got the right slide there. We accomplished that through digital advertising, campaigns, social media storytelling, website and travel planning, photography and video, and cooperative marketing projects and partnerships. I think I had those slides mixed around. So think back to that other slide. My last one, right? Let's go back to this one. Okay. Advancing rural tourism means making it easier and more appealing for visitors to discover all corners of Missouri River Country. That includes highlighting lesser traveled communities, promoting scenic drives and regional itineraries, encouraging multi-community travel experiences, expanding visibility for local attractions and events, and supporting year-round visitation opportunities. So here's a fun fact that a lot of you probably don't realize, but the largest community in Missouri River Country has only 6,000 residents. So that truly makes us rural and authentic. I'm going to go back to that other one. Yeah, this is where I was moving a little bit too far there. So that's the one that, do you guys understand what I was trying to say? Somehow I got mixed up. Would have been nobody's fault but my own. Oh, going too far now. Okay. Oh, see, now I did it again. I'm glad this is the last time I have to do this. Okay, so over the past 24 years, I've had the opportunity to work with outstanding communities, businesses, and tourism partners like all of you, and residents who care deeply about our state. Together, we've built a strong foundation and increased awareness of what makes Montana a special place to visit. The vision and strategies I've shared with you today are built on that foundation, but our successful organization continues to evolve. So there's new ideas, new perspectives, new opportunities, and that's what keeps us moving forward. That's why I'm excited today to introduce Brianna Vine. Brianna brings fresh energy, creativity, innovative ideas that will help carry Missouri River Country into its next chapter. While the foundation remains strong, she is already exploring new opportunities and approaches that will continue to strengthen tourism and support our communities. I have every confidence that Missouri River Country's future is bright, and I look forward to seeing what Brianna and all of you will do to continue to promote our beautiful state. With that, I'll turn it over to Brianna.
Right. Thank you, Carla. Hello, everyone. As Carla mentioned, I'm Brianna Vine. I will be the one attempting to fill Carla's shoes as the new executive director for Missouri River Country. I am very excited to be here with you all today and incredibly impressed by the work you are all doing. As a rookie in the room, I've learned so much already over the past few days, and I'm really looking forward to taking all of this knowledge and information back to our region and diving in. I would like to share with you our plan for new and evolving projects. They are expanding opportunities through agritourism and developing a MONDAC partnership. Okay. Expanding opportunities through agritourism. Why? Agritourism creates opportunities to diversify tourism offerings while generating new economic opportunities for agricultural producers and rural communities. You've heard the term farm to table. Well, these photos are served field to presentation, as they were taken straight from my own pulse and wheat crops farm located in the heart of Missouri River Country at Baida. I understand firsthand that there is nothing more true to Montana heritage than a harvest sunset over a field meal after a long day's work. And you wouldn't believe how many people drive out to the field just to ride in the combine. These photos showcase just one example of agriculture through farming, but there is so much more to share by welcoming visitors to working farms and ranches for meaningful place-based experiences. As we prepared this marketing plan, the phrase that kept repeating in my mind is, do what you know, use what you have, and finish what you started. Our region knows agriculture. Our region has agriculture. Agriculture is the leading industry in our region. The 2022 USDA Census of Agriculture identified 3,301 farms anchored throughout Missouri River Country's 8 counties, including those located on the Fort Peck Reservation. Given the recent drought and downturn in markets, many of those operations are thirsty for ways to diversify their income. Agritourism has really gained momentum across the state in recent years, and more producers are recognizing that. There are a handful of agritourism operations getting started in our region, but truly the potential to develop it is endless. Our agritourism initiative efforts will include producer outreach and relationship building, identifying existing agritourism experiences, partnerships with entities such as Abundant Montana and the Montana Agritourism Association, educational outreach and awareness. This piece is key in helping producers develop agritourism by being able to direct them to the proper resources if they have concerns on specific topics such as insurance and liability requirements. And last, future itinerary and experience development. As you can tell, I'm pretty passionate about it. Our second new and evolving project is a MONDAC collaboration. This project came to mind when reviewing the measurable success Missouri River Country has achieved with past collaborations, such as the Dinosaur Trail, Trail to the Stars, Beyond the 49th Parallel, and Great Wide Open. Basically, we're ready for another great collaboration, and the MONDAC region holds that potential. Missouri River Country sits within a larger regional travel corridor. By working with neighboring destinations and attractions, MRC can encourage longer trips, attract new visitors, and expand awareness of the region. If you aren't familiar with the Mondack region, it's basically the area along the state line that encompasses eastern Montana and western North Dakota combined. According to ITRR, 33% of Missouri River Country's non-resident visitors are from North Dakota. Additionally, over the last decade or so, oil production has brought unbounded population growth to western North Dakota. Lost my spot. From all over the world, and these new residents and close proximity travelers represent a great opportunity for weekend and short stay visitation. So why would they want to come to the Mondack region? The rich history found here is a story worth telling, particularly as history is at the forefront of the area with the opening of the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library in western North Dakota this summer. The Mondack region expands the authenticity and character in the history found at places such as Fort Union near Bainville, Fort Buford and the Missouri Yellowstone Confluence Center near Trenton, North Dakota, the Frontier Museum in Williston, North Dakota, the Fairview Bridge near Fairview, the Mondack Heritage Center in Sidney, and the Long X Trading Post in Watford City, North Dakota. Development efforts will include cross-border collaboration, shared itineraries, joint marketing, and visitor information efforts. As Missouri River Country steps into fiscal year 2027, we are keenly observant of how far we have come and the countless accomplishments achieved under Carla's leadership, partnerships with other regions, and TAC's guidance. So what does success for Missouri River Country look like? Increased awareness, expanded visitation to rural communities, visitor dispersal throughout the region, increased collaboration with local partners and producers, support for local businesses and community events, stronger rural communities supported by visitor spending, and continued growth of the region's 250+ million visitor economy. With that, we want to thank you for your time and consideration. We are happy to answer any questions you may have. We're not letting her sit down quite yet.
Come on back, Carla. Does the council have any comments or questions for Missouri River Country? And that's a fabulous picture, Carla. I think that was strategically placed to say goodbye to all of us.
But I had no idea it was being taken. My sister sent it to me. I didn't even know she took it.
That's beautiful.
Oh, no, I'm done
Any comments or questions?
Just a
I love
comment.
your idea of the Mondack partnership.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Yeah, just a comment. I had a great time reading your plan. I thought it was very well done. So thank you. And you went out with a bang.
Any other questions, comments? I have two comments for Brianna. Three. Chiming in on Brookies, the Mondack partnership, multi-state partnership is. We'll look forward to hearing that as it unfolds. I've never met anybody from VITA, so I'm wondering if there's a community center that will hold 40 people, because I think we need to come to VITA. I just really do. But
Well, we have a shop on our farm that I'd be happy to clean out and
yeah, well, that,
have everybody come.
the AV department just cringed. But again, welcome, and we'll look forward for the next 24 years with you.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, thank you very much. Oh,
I was just gonna say, actually, I went to school in VITA, so we're VITA.
okay. Thank you very much. Next up, our very own Lisa Koski, Glasgow.
This is the first time I've had to do this, but this is Glasgow's second year as a DMO. And I didn't sleep very good last night. The night's lost too. Okay. This is my first one.
He said there's a delay.
Okay, the first one. Today I'm going to walk you through the FY27 DM plan for Go Glasgow. This is a plan that was provided, and the goal today is to give a clear overview of where we're headed, what our priorities are, and how the plan can guide our tourism work over the next year. The presentation is meant to be a working overview, not just what is in the plan, but how we will begin putting the plan into action. One of our biggest ideas in this plan is Glasgow is more than a stop along the way. We know that we are located in a region where people are often traveling through, but we also have a real opportunity to encourage people to slow down, stay longer, and experience what makes Glasgow, this area, so special. Glasgow has open space, outdoor recreation, history, small town hospitality, and access to some incredible regional assets. The plan positions us as a hub for Northeast Montana, not just as a place people pass through, but a place they can use as a base for exploring our area. The plan identifies several strengths that already give Glasgow a strong foundation for tourism. Outdoor recreation is one of our biggest, especially Fort Peck Lake, the Missouri River, and Milk River, hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife viewing, and public lands nearby. We also have a strong culture and historical assets, including numerous museums, local history, the Montana Dinosaur Trail, our Fort Peck Summer Theater, and regional events that bring people throughout the community. Another important strength is our location. Being along the Highway 2 and Amtrak's Empire Builder Route gives us built-in access to road trip and rail travelers. Our opportunity to better connect these travelers with reasons to stay, explore, and spend money locally. The opportunity is not necessarily to create something completely new from scratch. A lot of assets already exist. This opportunity is to package them better, promote them more consistently, and help visitors understand what they can do here. This means clearer messaging, stronger digital presence, better visitor information, and more collaboration among local businesses, attractions, and organizations. For many travelers, the first impression of a destination happens online. That might be through a Google search, social media, a tourism website, a blog, a post, or even a shared photo from someone else's trip. This plan calls for strengthening Glasgow's online presence so visitors can easily find information, understand what we offer, and make plans. That includes website improvements, stronger social media content, email marketing, SEO, Google visibility, and potentially user-generated content or influencer partnerships. The goal is simple: make Glasgow easier to find, easier to understand, and easier to choose. Fort Peck Lake, the Missouri River, the Milk River, and our surrounding public lands are major assets. These are the kinds of experiences that visitors are already looking for in Montana: fishing, boating, hunting, hiking, wildlife watching, and open space. This encourages us to promote these opportunities more intentionally. That could include seasonal content, maps, guides, and itineraries, partnerships with local businesses, and better visitor information. This is also an area where Glasgow can stand out from more crowded destinations. We can offer authentic, uncrowded outdoor experiences. Glasgow's history is a major part of our identity, and the plan recognizes the history can be part of our visitor experience. That includes museums, historical sites, railroad history, homesteading stories, rural heritage, Native American history, and our connection to the Montana Dinosaur Trail. This is an area where partnerships matter. The DMO does not have to own every experience, but we can help connect the dots, promote what already exists, and support local organizations in making these experiences easier for our visitors to discover. The goal is to simply help visitors feel like they're not just seeing a place, but understanding its story. Outdoor sports enthusiasts are a natural fit because of the hunting, fishing, boating, hiking, and wildlife viewing. Family travelers are another important audience, especially those looking for affordable, educational, and safe experiences. Glasgow's connection to the Dinosaur Trail and outdoor recreation gives us something meaningful to offer to families. We also have opportunities with heritage and culture, road trip travelers, RV travelers, and people interested in genealogy, history, rural Montana, and authentic small town experiences. The emerging markets listed in the plan are encouraging because they align with who we already are. We are not trying to become something completely different. We are leaning on our strengths. And that skate park was just finalized a year ago, I want to say. So it's one of our newest tourism assets. Our plan goals for the FY27 is the first is to increase year-round visitation. We know summer and early fall are stronger seasons, but there are many opportunities to promote our shoulder seasons and winter experiences more effectively. The second is raising local awareness of the value of tourism. Tourism supports businesses, events, attractions, and the quality of life, so local buy-in matters. The third is improving visitor information and access to our attractions. A stronger visitor experience depends on people being able to find clear and useful information. The fourth is supporting the Glasgow Resiliency Plan. Tourism can be connected to a broader community vitality, economic development, and long-term resilience. Together, these goals help connect visitor growth with community benefit. We have limited one of our challenges we face. We have limited regional air service, so many visitors are arriving by road and rail. We also have seasonal tourism patterns, with most visitors happening in the warmer months. Like many rural destinations, we are working with limited staff capacity and a limited marketing budget. We are also competing with better known Montana destinations that have large budgets and more name recognition. But these challenges also help clarify our strategy. We need to be focused, we need to be collaborative, and we need to make sure that the marketing we do is intentional and connected to the audiences most likely to choose Glasgow. The opportunity is to be very clear who we are, what we offer, and why this is worth visiting. To understand whether the plan is working, we need to track progress. Some of these measurements will be digital, like website traffic, social media research and engagement, visitor inquiries, and online interaction. Others will be more relationship-based, like stronger partnerships with business attractions and regional partners. The budget prioritizes in the plan are centered on visibility. That includes our advertising, our website development, social media and digital marketing, printed visitor materials, and promotional resources. The main idea is that our investment should help more people discover Glasgow and should make it easier for visitors to plan a trip. And the last slide is Glasgow already has the assets, the hospitality, and the authenticity visitors are looking for. Our job is to tell our story more clearly and work together to make the visitor experience stronger. If we do that, we can position Glasgow as a memorial Northeast Montana destination, one that invites visitors to explore, stay strong, return often, and feel connected to our community. That's it.
Thank you, Lisa. Does the council have any questions or comments for Lisa and her plan? I don't know. You're not going to know. I don't think we've ever had tartan as a font. Tartan included in the font. I love that. But no question, no questions, no comments. Thank you very much, Lisa. Next up, we have Sydney.
Good morning, everyone. How are we doing this morning? Good. Look a little still half tired from last night. My name is Shannon Wicks. I am here representing Montana Sunrise City, the lifelong home of former Governor Nutter, the test town of Diet Mountain Dew, and where the prairies meet possibility. I had to change it up a little bit because you're going to see a little bit of repetition between Glasgow's and Missouri River County. I'm just like, did we all share the same slideshow here? So our strategy is built around one core objective: to continue to transform Sydney into a regional gateway destination where visitors intentionally stay, explore, and contribute to the local economy. As a community that already serves as a hub for business, travel, events, agriculture, and recreation, we believe the greatest opportunity is converting existing travel activity into overnight visitation and increased visitor spending. Unlike many Montana destinations that rely primarily on leisure tourism, Sydney benefits from a diverse visitor base. People come there to work, event recreation, shopping, and regional services. Our FY27 focus is to position Sydney as a gateway destination where visitors don't simply pass through, but choose to stay, explore our community, and engage with local businesses and attractions. So our current strengths provide a strong foundation for tourism growth. We have more than 600 hotel rooms and a strong hospitality base capable of supporting increased visitation. We have established event infrastructure through the Richland County Fairgrounds, schools, and community venues. We also benefit from highway access, commercial air service through Cape Air. If anybody's done it, we call it Cape Scare. And nearby Amtrak connectivity. Our active downtown business district, strong agricultural and energy economy, and access to recreation along the Yellowstone River and Missouri River all contribute to Sydney's ability to attract and accommodate visitors. Most importantly, the infrastructure investment has already been made. Our FY27 strategy is focused on maximizing utilization of existing assets rather than building new ones. Fun fact, Richland County is the only county in the state that has both the Yellowstone and Missouri River running through it. I see that as very much as untapped potential for our area when it comes to recreation. I feel that it's definitely an asset that has not been capitalized on. So that is some of my personal goals moving forward, is to better utilize our natural resources for visitation and additional tourism. Our greatest opportunity is increasing visitor conversion. Thousands of travelers already move through Sydney each year for business, recreation, and regional travel. We have the opportunity to encourage those travelers to stay longer and spend more time in our community. Additional opportunities including expanding event and group travel, developing outdoor recreation packages tied to the Yellowstone and Missouri rivers, increasing business and energy-related travel demand, enhancing downtown visitor engagement, and creating regional travel itineraries that encourage longer stays. Our goal is to move Sydney from being a stop along their destination to becoming part of their journey. Our challenges is, like many rural communities, Sydney faces several tourism challenges, as in competition with larger Montana destinations that have stronger tourism recognition and larger marketing budgets. We also experience high levels of pass-through traffic, seasonal fluctuations, workforce limitations within hospitality, and a perception that Sydney is primarily a service center rather than a visitor destination. Our FY27 strategy focuses on overcoming these challenges through stronger branding, visitor engagement, event development, and strategic marketing. Sydney reflects Montana's authentic identity in several important ways. Our community is rooted in working agricultural landscapes, access to the Yellowstone and Missouri River, wide open spaces, and genuine small town hospitality. We complement Montana's larger tourism destinations by offering visitors an authentic and accessible experience centered around real people, real businesses, and real Montana lifestyles. Sydney supports the Montana brand as a functional and welcoming gateway community. As for our strategic roles and audience, our work encompasses destination marketing, destination development, and destination stewardship. Our primary audiences include adults between the ages of 30 and 70, RV and retiree travelers, business travelers connected to agricultural and energy, families, event attendees, and regional drive market visitors. These audiences align closely with Sydney's existing strengths and visitation patterns, making them strong opportunities for growth. So several emerging markets align well with Sydney's tourism assets. These include stopover and drive market tourism travelers, event and group travel, energy and agricultural workforce travel, outdoor micro adventure tourism, and RV travelers. Our focus within these markets is increasing overnight conversion and extending visitor length of stay. Rather than attracting entirely new audiences, we are going to work better to serve and convert travelers who are already moving through our region. Our FY27 goals are clear and measurable. We aim to increase overnight visitation, strengthen Sydney's gateway destination identity, reduce seasonality, increase visitor spending, and improve conversion of pass-through traffic into overnight guests. These goals support both tourism growth and broader economic development within our community. Our tactics to accomplish these goals we will implement a variety of marketing and development tactics. These include paid digital advertising campaigns, cooperative marketing partnerships as such with Missouri River Country, opportunity marketing initiatives, product development efforts such as itineraries and visitor packages, marketing personnel support, and administrative compliance activities. Each of these tactics is designed to increase awareness, improve visitor conversion, and encourage longer stays. Our objectives and metrics for success will be measured through performance indicators. We aim to achieve a 3% increase in lodging occupancy and bed tax collections, a 5% increase in digital engagement, a 10% increase in events and group travel, greater itinerary and trip planning engagement, and improved midweek occupancy stability. These metrics will allow us to evaluate both marketing effectiveness and economic impact. Our FY strategy is simple, 27. We want to transform Sydney into a regional gateway destination where visitors intentionally stay, explore, and contribute to our local economy. We already possess the infrastructure, the hospitality assets, transportation access, and business community needed support growth. The infrastructure investment has already been made. Our focus is now maximizing utilization of those assets through strategic marketing, visitor engagement, product development, and strong community partnerships. By increasing overnight visitation and length of stay, we can strengthen Sydney's tourism economy while supporting local businesses and enhancing the visitor experience. I want to thank you. I think that might be my last one. Yep, that's my last one. So thank you guys so much for your time and listening to my plan. I did fail to actually tell you what I do besides them, Shannon Wicks, and a heck of a hype person for Sydney, Montana. I am also the executive director of the Sydney Area Chamber, Sydney CVB, Sydney TBID, and the Visitor Center. That is one of those joys of being in a smaller community is you wear many hats. So thank you. Any questions or comments?
You took the words right out of my mouth. Thank you, Shannon. Does the council have any questions or comments for Shannon? Oh, I do.
Okay.
Any? Shannon, you need to expand on this test market Diet Mountain Dew. Please tell.
All right. So to my understanding, I can't pin you on a date right now. I'm going to say it was probably the early 80s when the Pepsi company was trying to come up with some new products and Diet Mountain Dew was invented. So we have the home of Blue Rock Companies is actually originally started in Fairview, and then they transferred over to Sydney sometime in the 70s. And somehow through that with the Olsons, they were able to actually make Sydney the test town for Diet Mountain Dew. So all of you that enjoy that, you're welcome.
I believe that needs to get included. That needs to be included in FY 28 because I will come to your community just for that.
They actually have a wonderful little mini museum in their warehouse since John Olson originally started with Pepsi and all the different brands and the old crates and pictures. It's quite enjoyable going in there just to explore their little room of history.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
And the other comment you made was your the limited budget, but knowing you for the very short time that I've known you, I believe you can overcome that limited budget and do great things. So thank you very much.
I appreciate hearing that. Thank you all.
So now is our time for public comment regarding the three FY 27 DMO plans that we've just heard. Does anyone have any public comment regarding the 3 DMO plans? Okay, hearing none. Is there a motion for final TAC approval for the fiscal year 2027 DMO plans and associated lodging and facility use budgets as submitted for Missouri River Country with a budget of $104,987, Glasgow with a budget of $18,500, and Sydney with a budget of $19,667. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Shelley. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Chris. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? And are there any abstentions?
This is Lisa. I abstain.
Thank you. Motion passes. Congratulations. Next up, we have Southeast Montana.
Morning, everybody. And thank you guys for having us. And I know that we're the last group standing between you and getting back on the road. But John wants me to go along so he can figure out his presentation. So he's almost there. He's got it down. We know John's got it down. So full year. I've been here back in Montana for a full year. I have to say that it's held up to its expectations. I love Southeast Montana. I love my partners. I have one of the best boards. They're engaged. They come to meetings. They give me good direction, and then they let me run with it. So it's been everything I've wanted it to be, and I'm going to hang around for a little bit longer. So you're going to get to hear what we've come up with from our board retreats and meetings and things like that, and priorities that have really come out. Big things for us this year are really focusing on collaboration and partnerships and things like that. So with that, we'll get started. Oh. There we go. So it's really come out of a lot of our research and data. Everything we do is very data driven. We use several sources, including Zartico, our conversion studies that Windfall does for us. We measure everything, all of our media that's out there for performance. And so really what we came up with was out of some of that data for this year is we realized what people that are wanting to visit and that do visit what they see versus people that haven't visited yet or have certain perceptions of the region and why they haven't come. So for us, we're going to really lead with our landscapes, which really grab those attentions. And then we're going to convert that with experience, because we know once everybody kind of decides where they're going or what they're doing, that other question is, what's next? What else is there for me to do once I'm there? Is it just big, beautiful roads and landscapes, big mountains, big coulees, big rock formations? They want to see themselves there. They want to know that they can experience things while they're in Southeast Montana. And so those perceptions that we found through some of our surveys, visitors know that it's beautiful. They know that our people are friendly. They love the historic sites and aspects of the region, and they have those memorable experiences while they're here. But those that haven't come or don't quite know what Southeast Montana and sometimes Montana in general is, that they think it's all either flat or it's all mountains. It's very generic to them. Can be remote and scary at times if they don't know there's connections. They do know there's space in between some of our rural communities. They can see some of it as industrial, and so that's when they're thinking outdoor recreation and unplugging and getting away. That may be a little bit of a turnoff for some of them, and others just aren't sure what Southeast Montana and Eastern Montana holds for them. But our guests that do come, they come for those memorable experiences. They want to get off the beaten path. They want to enjoy our welcoming communities. And so they're here for that outdoor recreation. They're here for historic sites. They're here for those amenities like breweries and dining and shopping and events. Our top 3 activities, no surprise to anybody: scenic drives, that outdoor recreation, history, some of those most visited sites in the state, especially the battlefield, which is coming up with its 150th here in a couple weeks. And what we found through our surveys and through ITR data is that we have high people that say they would visit again. They want to come back and do more. They want to see things they didn't see the first time. And another high percentage, 83% of those, would also recommend Southeast Montana to their friends and family to come visit. So we've also got that word of mouth going on. People are going home and they're telling people about Southeast Montana. Our influencers, our photographers are really highlighting what the region has to offer. And with that, we're showing you this funnel. And I'm going to talk about a funnel presentation I have left. It includes that audience journey and how they're planning. And also that's how our media strategy follows suit. So from that awareness piece to informing them what Southeast Montana is, what we have to offer, how they can explore and learn more, dropping down to that consideration piece in the mid funnel. That's where we really start to target those that have shown interest in Southeast Montana with some of our destination development projects, itineraries, road trips, partnerships that my other DMOs have talked about, and driving them down to that conversion piece, which is when they're on that website, building that itinerary, ordering a planner, and signing up for our newsletters. And that all leads into our strategic priorities, and everything that we do is based off of our pillars. There we go. That outdoor recreation, that history, that Western authenticity, those dino adventures that people come for, and our Native American cultures. And so with our 4 goals from our plan this year, we really focused on a lot of that. And everybody has been talking about increasing visitation and things, and we're really calling it conversions. So you'll hear there's a lot of our partners throughout the region in the country that are talking about conversions versus just more visitation. We all want more heads and beds, but some of our partners here have alluded to this, and you'll hear about the things that Southeast is doing this year. It goes beyond the heads and beds. We want to fill those beds, but we also want to fill our restaurants. We also want to fill our attractions. We also want to sell those tickets for our events and our other things that are going on in the region. And so in order to do that, we're making sure that those campaigns are always on. They're year round. We're promoting ahead of season. We're not just showing summer and summer and winter and winter. We're helping them build those itineraries and putting those influencer partnerships to good use for us. That's going to be a focus this year. You know, it's not always our story to tell. We love having that pride in what we do and where we live and showing that to the rest of the world. But also people are online and they are searching. They're using TikTok. They are using Instagram as their new search engines. And so they want to see the influencers that they follow, their friends and family while they're here, what they're showing, what they're experiencing. And so we're going to lean into that. Along with that, expanding our marketing reach and content. Again, this is through building those partnerships, expanding those partnerships with that storytelling. We've had some great content come out for Great Wide Open, the Dino Trail, which we've expanded our stops on there this year. We were really excited. We're getting emails, every week from the Dino Trail. Roundup and the Muscle Shell were the
newest addition to that this year. They were open their first week and they sold a passport every single day. So, and they're very proud of it. They were at our first ambassador workshop. So excited to see this. The people in those small communities at those attractions are very proud of what they do and very excited to engage with the visitors that are coming through. So continuing with our cross-state collaborations and partnerships, really telling those authentic narratives that then get picked up by AI, like a lot of our partners have talked about in the last couple days. Those destination development pieces, along with that's the Burger Trail, that's other things that are going on, and then our niche retargeting campaigns. And the biggest thing that we've worked really hard on this year, the resiliency grant allowed us to really get our ambassador program off the ground. And so we've had our first workshop last week. We had 8 participants. We've doubled more than what our goal was for signups already. We have 2 more workshops coming up, one in Miles City later this week, then one in Ekalaka. And then we're launching the online component of that this fall. So we're really excited about that. We've been out in the smaller communities in the region. We're getting great feedback. People are like, this is really what we need to be able to get people to stop at our restaurant, our attraction, our museum. And then supporting our partnerships in communities throughout the region and growing that economy when they have the infrastructure, when they have the capacity. We know not everybody's ready for it yet. They only have a certain capacity. So we want to support what they do have to offer and what their goals are as well. And so that, again, is helping them build that capacity, growing that tourism region-wide. So working through more collaborations, educating them, making sure that our data and research is available. We have that Zarticle platform. I can pull numbers right down to a city level at this point from my regional partners. If they call me tomorrow, like John and I were just looking at Miles City last month for the Bucking Horse sale, that spend in that category for arts, education, and attractions was double what it was last year. So it's fun to be able to track that. And then raising that awareness of what Visit Southeast Montana does. We have partners and organizations across the region that don't even know we're there still, or what we can offer them or how we can support them. So really getting out there and working with those organizations that have similar goals to ours and supporting that capacity building. So with that, my mighty neat team of 2, I've got a great content manager on board now. She's going to be out in the region this summer at a lot of our events and everything happening. And I am always available as well. And with that, I just want to say thank you, and I'll take any questions, comments, snide remarks.
Any comments or questions from the council? This last October, I had the opportunity to go through Makoshika for the first time, and I was absolutely blown away. It was a Sunday, and I purposely stopped at every little thing, got out, and I was in the park for about an hour, and then I realized I actually scared myself because I thought, I have not seen another person, so that means no one has seen me, and if I disappear, no one will know. So but fabulous. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'll go again probably in July when there's more people.
Yep.
So I won't scare myself. But thank you for mentioning the Burger Trail. I'm about halfway through my passport, and is there an expiration on that passport?
There is not an expiration, but
Okay,
you're getting
great.
close to your prizes with your stickers and your T-shirts. So
Okay.
we'll be excited to see that come
Okay,
through.
great. I'm on it. But thank you, Wendy.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Next up is Glendive.
Good morning. For those of you who've been around a while, you all know how terrified I am of public speaking. So I apologize in advance. Just bear with me. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tacey Desai. I'm the Executive Director of the Glendive Chamber of Commerce and Discover Glendive. I actually joined the organization part-time over 4 years ago to help with marketing and social media while also working as a preschool teacher. Somewhere along the way, I found myself doing most of the director responsibilities while repeatedly telling the board I don't want the director job. Eventually, they wore me down, and here we are. This year was especially challenging. Last fall, our bookkeeper left, and in January, during one of our busiest seasons, my mom passed away unexpectedly. And the reason I share this isn't for sympathy, but rather to emphasize the importance of the circles that we build around us, not just our family and friends, but our professional circles as well. We all spend a lot of time talking about the people in our communities are our greatest assets, and I truly believe that. The people we surround ourselves will make a difference. They influence how we respond to challenges, how we navigate difficult situations, and ultimately how we make it through them. This year, I experienced that firsthand. So I just wanted to take a moment to thank this group. One of the things I love most about Montana tourism is that we're all cheering for each other. Whether it's answering questions, sharing ideas, celebrating successes, or offering support during difficult times, this industry has, lost my spot. This industry, sorry about that. Whether it's answering questions, sharing ideas, celebrating successes, or offering support during difficult times, this industry has an incredible way of showing up for one another. I want to thank the TAC Board, the Montana tourism community, fellow DMOs, as well as Jennifer and Teresa with Commerce. Thank you for the support, patience, answering countless questions, and encouragement when I needed it the most. I'm incredibly grateful for that support and to be a part of a community that genuinely wants to see each other succeed. So thank you all for being a part of my circle. And I'm very happy to report that after months of searching, we finally hired a bookkeeper, and she's absolutely amazing. Now, as for our fiscal year 27 plan, it can be easy to look around at all the incredible work happening across Montana and feel like we could be doing more. We see amazing campaigns, huge projects, and big budgets, and start thinking we need to do all of those things too. But the reality is that Discover Glendive operates with one of the smaller DMO budgets in our state. Our job isn't to do everything. Our job is to do the right things well. And that's exactly what our fiscal year plan is about. Discover Glendive serves as the official visitor center and destination marketing organization for Glendive in Dawson County. We work to promote our community, welcome visitors, and support local businesses and encourage overnight stays. I'm fortunate to work alongside two dedicated boards, our Chamber Board and our DMO Board, made up of supportive community leaders who care deeply about the future of Glendive and tourism in our region. With one of the smaller budgets, we focus on making every dollar count through digital marketing, visitor information, strategic partnerships, and community storytelling. Our marketing efforts focus on the experiences that serve as the foundation of our tourism messaging: Makoshika State Park, the Yellowstone River, Dinosaur Digs, Short Pines OHV, museums and history and art. These attractions help introduce visitors to Glendive, but they are only part of our story. One of our community's most recognizable landmarks is the historic Bell Street Bridge. Through the generosity of the Love Like Justice Foundation, the bridge now features beautiful lighting that has transformed it into a favorite gathering place. The area surrounding the bridge is also entering an exciting new chapter. Through the pilot tourism grant awarded to Eastern Plains Economic Development, plans are underway to create a community gathering space featuring green space, a stage, restrooms, and infrastructure that will support concerts, farmers markets, and community events. As a member of the steering committee, it's been exciting to watch these projects take shape. This summer, work will begin on a mural that will transform the historic GTA grain elevator overlooking the Yellowstone River corridor. At approximately 5,000 square feet, it's expected to become the largest mural in Montana. Designed by Bozeman artist Griffin Foster, the mural is being created to reflect the beauty, history, work ethic, and hospitality that define Glendive. Griffin spent time in our community, meeting our committee and we showed him around so that he could better understand the people and culture that make Glendive special. And then my son invited him back the next weekend to attend a local branding, and he was so excited. After seeing a 5-year-old wrestle a calf, he decided he also needed to try it. Projects like these help create a sense of place and strengthen the experiences visitors remember long after they leave. Our main goal is to make it easier for visitors to discover, plan, and experience Glendive. Our focus this year is not on doing more, it's on doing the right things well. By improving our digital presence, sharing authentic stories, and increasing access to visitor information, we hope to inspire more travelers to stop, stay longer, and experience everything our community has to offer. Our website is often the first impression visitors have of Glendive and one of the most important tools we have for trip planning. Last summer, we completed a professional photo shoot that resulted in over 1,000 beautiful images showcasing our community, attractions, landscapes, and businesses. This year, we want to do a better job of consistently rotating and updating our website with those assets so visitors can see the very best of Glendive. And just a quick little plug, our photographer was Shalise Boyson Photography, and she normally specializes in weddings and families. And so she stepped out of her comfort zone to help us with this photo shoot. And she was also 38 weeks pregnant in the July heat. A major focus for fiscal year 27 is launching a blog section on our website. We're excited to partner with a talented local reporter and a Glendive native who shares our passion for Glendive. Through blogs and storytelling, we'll highlight local experiences, hidden gems, and seasonal adventures, and the people who make Glendive special. Storytelling helps visitors picture themselves here before they ever arrive. It also helps improve our visibility online, provides valuable content that search engines and AI tools can use when travelers are researching destinations. We are also interested in learning more about geofencing and other emerging digital marketing tools that may help us reach travelers more effectively. Social media remains one of our most effective and affordable marketing tools. We're excited to continue working with Allie Beisch this year. As a Glendive native and former Miss Montana, Allie brings creativity, consistency, and a genuine love for our community to our social media efforts. In fiscal year 27, we plan to continue sharing more video content, promoting blog stories and local experiences, highlighting businesses, attractions, and events, showcasing authentic visitor experiences, and continuing to promote the Glendive 5. We're also interested in exploring partnerships with travel influencers and content creators who can help introduce Glendive to new audiences and inspire future visits. In addition to promoting our destination, we've also focused on helping our local businesses become tourism ready. This year, we created tourism ready rack cards that provide practical tips on maintaining Google business listings, updating their business hours, improving online visibility, and sharing information where visitors can actually find it, not just on Dawson Discussion 2.0 on Facebook. With America's 250th anniversary, the 150th anniversary of the Battle of the Little Bighorn, and the opening of the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library in neighboring Medora, we anticipate increased visitation opportunities across the region. We are working to ensure our businesses and community are prepared to make the most of these opportunities. We want to tell the story of Glendive in a way that makes people want to experience it for themselves. As the official visitor center, creating a welcoming experience remains one of our top priorities. We will continue providing all of the practical giveaways that our visitors love, like pens and stickers, but we'd also like to install an outdoor weatherproof brochure rack at the visitor center. This would allow travelers who are arriving during evenings, weekends, or holidays to access maps or visitor information even when the building is closed. Each display would include QR codes linking directly to discoverglendive.com, ensuring visitors always have access to current information and trip planning resources. How we stretch a small budget. Discover Glendive operates with one of the smaller DMO budgets in Montana, which means partnerships and creativity are essential. Every person has unique gifts and talents, and we've been intentional about building partnerships with people who not only have valuable skills, but who genuinely love Glendive and want to see our community succeed. Through collaboration and community support, we are able to accomplish far more than our budget alone would allow. Looking ahead, Glendive has an incredible story to tell. From the Badlands of Makoshika to the Yellowstone River, dinosaur digs, local businesses, museums, and the people who call this place home, our community offers experiences that are unique. Our plan focuses on strengthening the tools that help visitors discover those experiences: a stronger website, better storytelling, improved visitor hospitality, and strategic partnerships. Together, we're helping more travelers discover that Glendive is more than a stop along the interstate. It's a destination worth exploring.
Thanks, Tacey. Does the council have any questions or comments for Tacey?
Well done. Couple things. First of all, kudos for showing diversity in your pictures. That's appreciated. Secondly, I follow Glendive on social media. Great job. And the bridge is so beautiful and so well used. Lately, I've noticed it seems to be honoring. Could you speak to that?
So the bridge the idea came to life. Darren and Angie Hagen, their daughter passed away in a drunk driving accident maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And through her grief, she needed to do something just to get her through it. And she wanted to do something positive for Glendive because she loves Glendive. And so she was like, I'm going to light up the bridge. And so she started a foundation and received a lot of donations and was able to light it up. When we first heard about it, we were thinking, like the cute little string lights that she would just be draping, but no, they're like colorful lights and they can change every single night. And so you can pay $100 to dedicate the lights to somebody. And it can be someone who has passed, it can be for a class reunion, a birthday, you name it. You can donate to the foundation and light it up for whatever cause. Yep.
Anyone else? Questions, comments?
You mentioned the Theodore Roosevelt Museum in Medora. Is that open yet?
It opens July 4th.
Okay, thank you.
Tacey, it's fun to watch you present. I see no visible signs of shaking because if we all remember, I think it was Great Falls that our heart just poured out to you. So thank you, congratulations. But it's also great to watch your daughter come and experience her mom. So congratulations, and
she gets
well
to listen to me practice.
Yeah. So keep bringing her because she's one of our future DMOs, I do believe. So thank you, Tacey. Congratulations.
Thank you all.
And buckle up, it's John. Miles City up next. Oh, that's funny.
I was really excited when I saw that I got to go after Tacey because usually she takes about 3 minutes and she's doing one of these and she did a beautiful job, and now I'm really kind of nervous about the whole process. The one thing I wanted to touch on is, before I get started, is the cohesiveness of our region. As most, if not all of you know, I wing this. There's no notes. I talk. Yeah, shocker. But so far, most of what I intended to say has been said, because that's we're together and we work hard, and it's a privilege to be involved in a group like that. So I just want to start with that. There's our budget. Small, but what I would like to say is you can add the $4 million from Glacier Country and the 300,000 from Missoula and the however many for Billings and Big Sky, and I'll throw them all into one pot. That's our budget. I remember back in the day where we used to argue about billboards and who's recruiting who's people and those kinds of things, Daryl, you remember? And, you know, we don't do that anymore. And my budget is shared with everybody. Maria, you put on the folk festival. Anybody that's coming from Minnesota, those areas, excuse me, they'll stop in Miles City. I win, and it didn't cost me anything. I co-opt with her or joint ventured or whatever the term might be. So it makes a huge difference. And back to the thank yous. Thank you for, you know, we're not competitive. We're partners in this stuff, and it's pretty fun. This, thank you to the TAC. I brought this last year, and there were some eyes that went up and some people were looking kind of funny. And for our limited budget, this cost a lot of money, but this thing's knocked it out of the park. And the little, what are those QR codes? Is that what they call them? The little thingy that looks like a checkerboard gone wild. Get on there, please. That's our whole city. We looked at wayfinding. Wayfinding is really good if you can find the wood things that tell you where to go. But if you can't find them, you're just as lost as you were when you got here. This tells you everything, how to get there, what to do. It's become an incredible thing. The funny thing about it is it's not done yet because we finished it sort of late winter, early spring, and Miles City's brown at that time. So we were waiting for things to green up. So some of the photos are missing. But we've had 13,000 people get on, and it's free. So they didn't purchase it, but they got it. And we haven't told anybody about it really to speak of. We finally put the posters out into the hotels just before the bucking horse sale. So it's proven to be a huge success. To my earlier point, we're doing what we're calling a shareable VIC. What this is we're opening, we remodeled because it was a dungeon. Whoops. There you go. And there you went. So in the theater of the mind, oh, this is great. How are you doing that? This is like early on, torn out, all tore apart. This is kind of when it's getting back. There used to be a great big planter and a bunch of very hideous things. And you could picture what it looks like today. Is it me? That's it? No, that's not it. Okay. There. Did you guys all see this before? Was that in your head? Wasn't in mine for a while. We have, and if you get on the site or the map, you'll see murals all over Miles City. They're everywhere, and they're beautiful. Keely Perkins did this in our office. The line is a map or a kind of a pictorial of the I-95 or 94 corridor. And when I showed this at the Southeast meeting, the biggest criticism, we thought it was beautiful. Everybody goes, we're not there. We're kind of farther over. And it's like, it's a picture. But that and the fact that there's a prairie dog over Miles City. So that was Keely's idea, and you don't mess with an artist. But as you can see, plenty of room for everybody else's brochures and things like that so that we can sell your product down the road. That's our intention. All of this area, ooh, is that the floor? The TV, we can split. We've got weather for everybody. We've got you can put your events up. We're going to have a roll of the whole region. Over in that corner where you can see the Montana map, that is our display area for visitors. This afternoon, Carter County Museum is putting their dinosaur displays up in there for the month of June. There's other stuff in there now, but yeah, that's kind of what we're doing. Now, I want to point something out. If you have a really nice secretary who takes care of you, she ruins your plans. Because there was only supposed to be the back end of the horse. Because I thought that'd be a great thing, the end. You should put the whole damn horse up there. So it killed my whole ending. But to round it out, you know, let us know what's going on. We'll be more than happy to, you know, marketing, it has a sales caveat to it also. We want to sell your stuff, because if they're going to your stuff, we have a really good chance they're going to stay with us one way or the other. And that saves our little tiny budget. So that's it. And I'm scared to death because you said you were going to have questions.
Does anyone have any questions or comments for John? Oops.
Miles City Maps. You want? I don't think. Can I drive that one back? Yeah, no kid. Oh, okay, never mind. Good, thank you. You made me look smarter than I am.
I have one comment.
Yes, sir.
From reviewing your plan. I made a note specifically about your mention of education outreach and helping others with less ability with your small budget. And I appreciate that you carry that into the presentation today and your wish to collaborate more with other areas.
You know, we're not saints. I'm not going to lie. But that's our trade area, you know, basically the whole region. So if we want those people to be our friends and shop in our stores and do all this stuff, we got to get back a little bit. And this is an easy way, and it makes us more money.
No, I completely agree with you. Good job.
Yeah.
Thank
We're
you.
happy to do it.
Does anyone have any questions for John or comments? No, I'm kidding.
You already
I'm
asked
kidding.
one.
I am kidding you, John. I just want to applaud you. I again this year read your plan in your voice, which is it's very enjoyable for me to read your plan in your voice. So, but I just want to comment on your partnership with your TBID and your other funding sources, because you do a lot. You not only do a lot with $50,000, but you do a lot with all the other partner money. And congratulations on the 75th anniversary of Bucking Horse.
Record crowds all 4 days. The concert was sold out, which how do you sell out an outside venue? But when you book a band, they give you a number. And if you exceed that number, then you go into another price range. So rather than going into the other one, we just called it a sellout. But yeah, it was amazing.
Thank you. Well done, John. Thanks. Next, we have Billings.
Good morning. Thank you guys for having us, and thank you for all the time spent reading our marketing plans. I'm sure that's a lot of reading, so we appreciate all of you for taking the time to do that. I'm Allie Eggert. I'm the Executive Director of Visit Billings, and I'm excited to be sharing our strategic plan and budget with you today. And I, just like Joan not liking her back, I don't like my back to my presentation. So at Visit Billings, our mission is to generate room nights in the city of Billings by effectively marketing the region as a preferred travel destination. And these are the 6 priorities that we follow in order to achieve that mission. And I always like to start with a quick look at our team. And I just like to give a quick shout out. We are a team of 7.5 FTE now. And I have Mariah Pennington and Casey Conlin, who are my sports tourism director and marketing director, here with me today. So if after the presentation you want to bend their ear and hear about some of the great things that they're working on, I'd really recommend you do so. A quick look at who is our board of directors. And then I'd like to start today with just a look at the past year and what Visit Billings has been up to. And first and foremost, we got a new look. So I'm hoping this plays.
Some places just hit different. You step out of the car, look around, and go, yup, this is it. Not because it's easy or trendy. This isn't a photo op. It's a choice. Just one foot in front of the other, and a reason that doesn't need explaining. This isn't a backdrop. It's a proving ground. This is Billings, biggest city in Montana, but still not too big for a good morning wave. And guess what? You don't need a gym, and the terrain is the workout. Art's not locked in a gallery here. It's on the bricks, on the street corners, and it's on our tables. Creators, makers, purveyors of caffeine wizardry. Go on, breathe it in. Warning, this road might make you believe in freedom again. Side effects may include spontaneous road trips. No need for a phone here. Just one kid, one rock, and a memory she'll carry longer than you'd think. We've got big city energy, just without the traffic, the noise, or the overpriced parking. And this feeling, that's not adrenaline. That's earned. So if you're wired to move, to experience, to wander, if you crave places that challenge you and welcome you, what are you waiting for? Come on, let's do something mighty.
Do mighty things.
So we launched our brand last fall, September of 2025. And it was really important to us that the brand reflected the boldness of Billings. We are the largest city in Montana, and we are doing mighty things. We wanted to launch it first with our locals. So we launched it at the Chamber annual meeting, which was in front of 500 local business owners and community members. And we've been met with such great feedback from our community. We kind of often ran into Montana's Trailhead, you're sending people away. And we were kind of having to continually explain our brand. And so we knew it was time for something new, and we're extremely proud of this. With that, we also have a brand new website, We launched our own calendar of events and built out stronger itineraries to help visitors find inspiration based on what they are looking for. We also did a better job of telling our story at home. I think rather than hearing we have too much tourism, we were hearing we have tourism. And so we wanted to do a better job of telling our locals why tourism matters to them. And we've had a really successful year working with our local media to help tell what we are doing for our community. We also broke a record this year. Our airport celebrated 1 million passengers in 1 year for the first time ever. So we're not quite catching up to Bozeman, but we're on our way. In group sales, this number has actually grown already. We've service booked or supported over 20 meetings this year. We've hosted 6 meeting planner site visits, represented Billings at 7 national travel trade shows to secure future meetings. We launched our first ever sports authority to bring together sports organizations, facility operators, and community leaders to strengthen collaboration through sports tourism. So in order to compete well, we wanted to be aligned. We wanted to make sure that as a sports destination, that all segments of the sports industry are working together. And that's the goal of the Sports Authority. And then, of course, comes the Mighty Six. This is a time of year when it would historically be a bit slow in Billings, but not for us. We host the Mighty Six, which starts mid-February, goes through March, 6 straight weekends. We see over 70,000 people this year, which was a 42% jump over 2025 and a $7.5 million economic impact into Billings. Overall in Billings last year, we supported 36 events in 2025 with 93 days of competition. I'm sure this number has grown. Casey can attest to this, but already in 2026, we're slated to support 38 events. From there, we've also had a lot of focus into our social media growth. We have an incredible content coordinator who is absolutely rocking it on social media. So we've seen 22.7 million views, engagements increased by 425%. On Instagram, total reach was up 250%, and on TikTok, we saw 1.5 million views and gained 4,500 followers. The reason we've heard it over and over again today, but this matters because it's not just what it looks like in a report. It matters because that's where travel inspiration is happening, and that's where we're meeting the visitors where they are. So looking forward to the next year, one more thing. We also hosted our first Toast to Billings Hospitality Awards during National Travel and Tourism Week. And that played a role in helping us celebrate the industry, telling our story locally. We gave away 4 awards. It was an incredible event, and we were really honored to do it. And it was fun to see those people who are working so hard to make Billings a special place get recognized for their hard work. So we had a Pride of Place award, we had a Heart of Hospitality Event of the Year and Attraction of the Year. So looking forward to the next year and how we market, we talk a lot about where we're marketing, and some of our flight markets include Denver, Salt Lake, Chicago, Dallas, Minneapolis, basically all our major flight markets. And our drive markets include Montana, excluding Billings, as well as North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, and Idaho. But for us, audience-specific messaging isn't just about geography. It's dependent on the behavioral and interest segments, demographics, and travel behaviors. We know different travelers are looking for different things. And so our job is to understand these differences and speak to each audience in a way that actually matters to them. So we always love to share a look at some of the marketing that we are doing. Some of this is focused on events. Some of it's a little bit more of that highly inspirational road trip messaging. And then, of course, the 250th anniversary of America is coming up, and we know that a lot of travelers are planning to road trip throughout the country looking for those heritage sites. And so we wanted to meet them where they are with that. Their planning window is shorter, and they're planning to stay longer. And so we launched our 250th anniversary page on our website, which focuses on things like the Little Bighorn Battlefield National Monument 150th anniversary, itineraries for those looking for those national monuments and those historic sites, as well as focusing on some of the major events that we have coming up this year. And for Billings, one of the big ones is the Blue Angels are returning to Billings for the Yellowstone International Air Show. And this is kind of the weekend that we're dubbing our 250th celebration. We're expecting nearly 40,000 people at the air show. And also happening that weekend happens to be Banana Ball. So that was a huge win for our team, one that we worked very hard on for a number of years. We are the smallest venue they will have ever played in. So we're very honored that they chose us. There are a lot of logistics with it, but we're so excited for that weekend, and we know it's going to be a huge moment for our city. Next, we are meeting our visitors where they are. We're seeing that the visitor information centers are a little less trafficked. And so what we wanted to make sure is that the moment visitors arrive or wherever they're arriving, that they're experiencing that interaction with us. And so we're proud to say that as of last month, our first ever digital kiosk went up at the Billings Logan International Airport. And we hope to launch more of these across the city, but we wanted to test it out at the airport, make sure that we chose the right one and that we're enjoying it. And then, of course, we have some major sports facilities coming online. I would be remiss if I didn't talk about that 10 years ago, my predecessor had the foresight to do a sports feasibility study that told us what Billings could support in the terms of sports facilities. And 10 years later, we're honored to be seeing $60 million worth of sports investment come online in the next few months. And that all happened because of that sports feasibility study 10 years ago. So I would say to my fellow peers in the room, sometimes it's really hard to pay for a study and you think like, gosh, where is this going to go? Here I am 10 years later reaping the benefits of that study. And so Signal Peak Energy Arena will actually be opening in the next 2 weeks. That's a 2-sheet ice facility, $17 million facility. We're getting a 57 square foot sport court facility. And then Dalis Stadium, our high school football field, is getting a complete remodel, and we'll be able to bid more state track events, things like that. So we're incredibly excited for what's happening this year and know that it's going to pay off in the long run. So with that being said, here's our priorities one more time, and a reminder that we are a part of the TBID as well, so that helps support these priorities as well. And then here is our state budget. And that's all I have, so I would open it to questions. I'll leave it on the budget slide.
Or you could take it back to the slide where the guy's hanging off the cliff. That, I'm wondering if there was any protective, where, yes,
Oh,
keep going.
I was gonna say, I do have a lot of
One right-
slides. I have a lot of slides where we dangle people off of cliffs. I won't lie.
Go for that one right
Here
there.
you go.
And I thought Makoshika scared me, but there we go. Does the council have any questions or comments for Ally?
I'd just like to say so many good things to say about that video. That is amazing, and your brand. Very nicely done.
Thank you so much. We're incredibly proud of it.
And good job overall. And I'm really excited for the Blue Angels.
Thank you.
Again, congratulations on Banana Ball. That's fabulous. I heard some claps from the audience on that one. Unfortunately, tickets are gone, and so I'll be in Conrad that weekend. But and the new brand is fabulous. So congratulations and to you and your team.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you, Ally. And next up, we have virtually West Yellowstone. Or West Yellowstone virtually, that's not their brand.
All right, I am going to share. I can get this to work. Oh, I guess my sharing is not turned on. All right. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you guys. I'm Katrina Wiese. I am the president and CEO of Destination Yellowstone. That is the West Yellowstone Chamber of Commerce, the Destination Marketing Organization, and the Visitor Information Center. Thank you for letting me go out of turn. I was in Bozeman yesterday with my daughter who had knee surgery. So it's very much appreciated that you allowed me to come on today. She's doing much better, and she's actually kind of partially working right now, surprisingly. We didn't think she'd turn around that fast, but she has. So thank you. We'll start with Destination Yellowstone aims to be a year-round family-friendly tourism destination that supports our small yet charming mountain town, creating memorable and positive experiences for our visitors while creating a meaningful quality of life for our community. We aim to attract high-value, low-impact visitors who seek nature and outdoor recreation while respecting our community and natural resources. Our efforts focus on strengthening the destination's year-round appeal through targeted campaigns that drive visitation during off-peak shoulder periods while still having an always-on approach. We aim to brand ourselves as the destination for outdoor adventure, and we are leading with the adventure starts here. And you'll see we started that this year. I'd like to throw this in. These are some of the ads that we have strategically placed this year through some of our campaigns. We're really focusing on the adventure aspect and showcasing not just Yellowstone, some of our Yellowstone, but more so all of the adventures that visitors can seek outside of the Yellowstone border within our town. these are also some of the headlines that we have focused on this year. We've reeled in PMAX, and we're really leading into that in the next year, but we were excited about leading with some of these different headlines. The big views, no waiting, doorstep of Yellowstone, legendary starts here. My favorite is adventure waits for no one. You can really see that we're really leaning into that adventure aspect. So while we strive to be adventurous, we also strive to be community oriented, and we support and foster our relationships with our local businesses, leaders, and community members. And we strive to be educational, educating our visitors on how to experience West Yellowstone and our public lands that surround us, but encouraging them to be safe and responsible while recreating, also to preserve the natural beauty that surrounds us and work to maintain our small town charm for years to come for our visitors and our residents alike to enjoy what we have to offer. So last year we built out our Friend of West. It's got 4 prongs. So last year we really focused on the Friends of the Trails. This has supported our trail programs community wide. So not just our winter recreation, but we've really expanded it to focus in on all of our trail usage, so year round. So our snowmobiling, our hikers, our bikers, our skiers, anybody who's going to be on the trails, people walking dogs. We're really focusing on the recreating responsibly aspect of it and the trail safety, and getting that messaging out community wide. And then also the secondary part of it is to get community buy-in of this program. And so they do that with helping with monetary support for that committee to help with our trail maintenance and upkeep. And then looking forward, we're going to now branch out into our Friends to Each Other, which is our Be Patient, Be Kind, Be Cool, Be Responsible campaign that we've run with for many years, but just expanding on that and getting further messaging out on what that actually means to be a friend to each other in the town of West Yellowstone. And then Friends of Our Town, which is all about our recreating and traveling responsible messaging, which we already have created, but we just want to further expand on that, create dedicated website pages for it, and then also get that messaging into our hotels and the businesses around town. And then our 4-legged friends, yes, we love our dogs, but we also love animal safety more, and just getting that messaging out on how to be not only a visitor in West Yellowstone, but to be a safe visitor, and how to interact with the wildlife that is in our community in a safe way to both. Our other highlights from this last year that we're pretty proud of is our historic walking map. If you've been to West Yellowstone and you've seen those green bear paw prints around town, it's really great. It comes with a walking map that talks historically about the town of West Yellowstone. This year we worked diligently with the Museum of the Yellowstone, and we revamped that map. We reprinted it in collaboration with them. We added a QR code, which they're all back and we all know it and love it. And then we also got that map online, which has been great for it to be able to get digitally into people's hands as well. We also worked on our website database. So now we have cleaner business listings, and on the back end, anybody who has worked on an entire database overhaul, you know, it's a huge project that we really leaned into our website company and partner to help us with that. But this is going to allow us to help build itineraries focused around pulling those businesses in. And then looking forward, and I always love this picture, and I always fall back to it because it has that pointing view, and it's leading with us looking forward. So the things that we are focusing on always, before I jump into the destination marketing, I just want to reiterate 11 goals, and I didn't think to put them up here because it's a lot of words, so I just thought I'd read them off to you instead. So our overall arching 11 goals for the next year is to generate an increase in demand for overnight lodging stays by driving visitors to West Yellowstone during need periods, including April, May, then late August, fall, and winter. to continue to support our events that help drive visitation during off-peak periods, focusing on increasing overnight stays. And we really are leaning into the overnight stays because we're finding that visitors overall are willing to drive further to stay. And so we are continuing to keep our eye on that, making sure that West Yellowstone doesn't just become a pass through to Yellowstone National Park, and that we continue to stay a destination prevalent to where visitors want to stay and recreate. Maximize analytics and data optimization. Leverage marketing assets to target audiences by harnessing the power of video and image assets to craft storytelling and emotional connections. Develop strategic content to boost engagement and visitation. We all know that that's the way to get to where our visitors are at, leaning into Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest that we've really focused heavily on this year, and then jumping into the world of TikTok. Continue developing and optimizing DestinationYellowstone.com to boost engagement, visitation, and trust. Stay on top of AI trends to align with Google AI search priorities. That's been a whirlwind for us. To continue to evolve consumer newsletters to increase our engagement and grow our distribution list. Provide comprehensive visitor travel and planning tools. Provide continued visitor support, which we lean heavily into with our visitor center, and establish and strengthen our relationships with our partners while advocating for the value of tourism. So with our destination marketing, for next year, we're working to strengthen our position as a year-round destination. We actively work through this all the time, but we are taking the always-on approach so that we're not just focusing on just pushing campaigns out in the shoulder season and winter. Yes, we are pushing those, but we're doing it year-round so that we always have that eye of exposure to the people that we're trying to bring here. We are supporting events that reflect community character and drive economic impact. So we will support any event that is in town, whether that be through our social media channels or our visitor center or anything that we can do to help get those events off the ground and hopefully bring them back year after year. Develop a dedicated advertising through paid earned social media and content campaigns to attract visitors. That's part of our staying on top of the AI trends to align with Google, getting those eyes on us. Our destination management, we are promoting and educating both visitors and residents on how to be responsible and safe while recreating and traveling in and around West Yellowstone. Strengthen and maintain our collaborative relationships with our local, regional, and statewide partners. This is huge for us, especially since we are an island surrounded by national park and national forest. We really need to have strong relationships to make any movement in town. And as most people are around the state. And then serve as a trusted resource and leader for tourism-related education, communication, and community connection. This is heavily into our Friends of West as we continue to build that out. We just want to be seen as that trusted resource for all things that they're getting for recreating safely, animal safety. We just want them to know that we're giving them the best education and information that they can get in town. And then our destination development is mainly our visitor information center. So through our staffing and all of the information that we provide through the visitor information center, that's where we really lean into the destination development side of that. So we want to enhance the visitor experience through our infrastructure improvements of the visitor center. So, a couple years ago, we leaned into the bathroom remodel. This year, we worked on the inside of the building. So we painted the inside of the building. Now we're working on the external information aspect of the visitor center. So we're working through our partners with Yellowstone National Park to create a kiosk of information outside that houses Yellowstone information, the town information, and National Forest information. And then we're also getting seating around the visitor center so that it can become a placemaking area for tourists to sit down, relax, and just enjoy what our town has to offer. We also want to improve our visitor experiences by providing exceptional visitor interface with the staff of the Visitor Information Center. So this is a huge chunk of our budget, but we believe it's a very important one for the staffing that support the Visitor Center. We are open year round. We are only closed a matter of, I think, 4 days in the entire year. November through May, we are open typically 8 to 5, 7 days a week. And then from May through the end of October, we're open 8 to 8, depending on staffing. Right now, we are only available to stay open until 6. So hopefully we can find some more staff to bump that up. So this is a huge part of why we can keep the visitor center open is this funding. And then we also want to provide accurate and consistent information through our website, any printed material that we create, our brochures, and that are produced and distributed by Destination Yellowstone. This year we are revamping our West Yellowstone birding map. It is widely requested in this area for birding. We have leaned heavily the last year into the Yellowstone Country birding map, which is exceptional. But we do have our West Yellowstone one that we are going to work on this year in conjunction with a few different partners in town to get that redone. And then this year we renamed our travel planner, leaning into our adventuring aspect. We renamed it into an adventure planner, and the information inside is really providing more information. We took out some of the ad spacing and leaned more into education and pieces of info that will excite the visitors, like a track and scat diagram, and just thoroughly more information on just visiting here and staying safe and enjoying the area. And then our Adventure Starts Here flyer, we created this back as a necessity when the flood happened, when we had a lot of visitors flood into town and we were trying to get them out of town and to do something. And so we are rebranding that as an Adventure Starts Here. And why it's become a necessity this year is we've lost quite a few businesses in town that were experienced businesses. So our IMAX closed and we lost our Aerial Adventures ziplining business. So we're really having to focus in on finding the activities for the visitors that aren't necessarily in a four-walled business. So we are leaning into more of an adventure, recreating outside. Luckily, we have a lot of that to provide. We just need to explain to them how it is accessible and they can do it and not to be afraid of it, and that it is an adventure. And that is what I have. Do you have any questions?
Thank you, Katrina. Does the council have any questions for or comments for Katrina?
Just a couple of comments and a question. I don't know if you have these numbers at your fingertips, Katrina, but can you speak a little more to the results you've seen over the last few years for helping to build West into a year-round destination and, lowering out that curve?
So, we get, 75% of the Yellowstone National Park gate entrance. So of the 4.5 million that come through Yellowstone, 75% of that is typically through the West Gate. Our visitation numbers stay steady with that. We have been losing some hotel nights to outside businesses as far as Idaho Falls, Bozeman, Big Sky. So we're working actively towards that, and that's an ongoing problem or challenge that we are addressing with our hotels.
All right, thank you.
Katrina, it's Joan. Just one comment. Nice job, thank you. But I really thought we could get all the way through all the DMO reports without mentioning outhouses or our bathrooms or porta potties, but you did it. Our last one, you mentioned it. So congratulations, living legacy. Because last year we had we heard a lot of a lot about that. So,
An ongoing
any other
problem
questions
here.
or comments? Okay. Thank you, Katrina. At this time, I'll open it up for public comment concerning the plans that we've just heard. Jenny's heart is palpitating right now. She's not understanding what I'm doing. But I had one question, and this is for the DMOs, and I just need somebody to raise their hand on this one. Of all the plans that I read, I think it was about 97, somebody mentioned digital detox in your plan. Okay, Carla, Missouri River, I thought that was really brilliant. So I just want to congratulate you on that. So I will, is there a motion for the final? Oh, I'm sorry. Is there any more public comment? Okay, seeing none. Is there a motion for final TAC approval of the fiscal year 2027 DMO plans and associated lodging and facility use tax budgets as submitted for Southeast Montana with a budget of $1,025,000, Glendive with a budget of $30,000, Miles City with a budget of $49,550, Billings with a budget of $481,000, West Yellowstone with a budget of $412,958. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Lisa. Do I have a second?
Second Lisa's motion.
Thank you, Brookie. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Do I have any abstentions?
Yes, Shelley abstains.
Thank you. Motion passes. Congratulations. Before we adjourn, I just want to, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank everybody, the DMOs. I want to thank you for your grace that you've shown this year. We've gone through some changes, and I just want to thank you. You guys showed amazing grace and professionalism. So thank you. Anything else from the council?
I just have to say to everyone, I enjoyed reading all of the plans, and the one thing that sticks out from those plans and from our meetings the past 2 days is the spirit of collaboration and the passion of everyone for tourism in Montana and working together to make it better for us in the future. So thank you.
With that said, meeting adjourned. Thank you all.